morning, good morning. I know y'all can't see me too good. I ain't got a good light. All right, this is the Schaefer hat. It's my political hat. See if I can get some better light over here. All right, that's a little bit better. This is Shorty's campaign office. All right, for the last 13 years, I've been following the politics in Maryland. I'm a caterer. I'm a private chef. I'm also the one of the founding members of the Baltimore Block. Uh, I'm an ex-felon. I'm a prisoner's right advocate. I'm a homeless advocate. So in 2019, we're going to step up our activism. We're going to make our activism social media. We're going to be interactive and live. We're going to start, since I have access to so many different political figures and public events, we're going to start our own live feeds on our own media. We're going to start taking control of the narrative. So when we talk about mass incarceration, when we talk about homelessness, when we talk about police brutality, we're going to have our voices in the conversation, and we're going to start taking a seat at the table. Now, behind me is Johnny is Larry Hogan's campaign sign, because y'all need to take them signs down. I gave y'all fair warning about 2-3 days ago. Talk about take your signs down. They've been up long enough. So if I see your signs out, I'm taking them. I'm taking them. Johnny Oleski's father gave me his sign. So we're going to talk about state issues, and we're going to talk about county issues. All right. And we're going to talk about the prison and mass incarceration in your courts. We're going to talk about your judges and the laws that y'all make. I'm going to talk about Alec and your relationship with the prison industrial complex. We also going to talk about City Hall too, because see, y'all made me famous for toilets. I was making a movie. That's all I was doing was making a movie. The movie was about Governor O'Malley. Now it's about Governor Hogan. It's about politics in Maryland. It's about mass incarceration in your prison industry. It's about your corruption in your courts and how you use Scott Schellenberger, Greg Bernstein, Marilyn Mosby, use the office of the state's attorney for Jim Crow justice in Maryland. I am Dred Scott. You got mad because I was making a movie about slavery, 2018. I started this in 2006. Governor O'Malley approved the program. It was called the Get Shorty program. All right. I'm an ex-felon. I came here straight out the penitentiary from the state of Illinois, just like Dred Scott. I was a slave in one state and a free man in another. And I opened up a barbecue joint called Shorty's. And Shorty's was also a reentry program in which I submitted to Governor O'Malley in 2006. It was about filming. It was about what I'm doing. So I'm doing this YouTube live feed so that we can keep this above board. I've been locked up in 2 different states. I got locked up in the state of Illinois in 2007 for coming to file a class action lawsuit about the prison industry. Since 2007, you've had a couple murders in the Lake County Jail. Sam Cunningham has this information, and the state of Illinois destroyed evidence. On February the 8th, 2008, State Attorney Ken LaRue went to the Waukegan Police Department and removed evidence from the evidence locker. That evidence in that evidence locker would have showed the corruption in the courts, and it would show that I was making this movie and this documentary. In June of 2007, I came up to Illinois and I had a film crew, Rob Fix, and some other people, and we were shooting a movie. You feel me? We were shooting a movie. Y'all took my movie. Y'all took my film footage. You feel me? And it was about the war on drugs. It was about the state's attorney. It was about the judges. See, Judge Bridges was a police officer back in the 80s when I was selling drugs. Judge Foreman was a state's attorney. Judge Boris was a state's attorney. And in the 80s, I turned in guns and drugs to the police at the police station to end the war on drugs. I was an enemy combatant. As an enemy combatant, I surrendered. I surrendered because I wanted to stop the violence. I wanted to stop the murder and the killings. Now we fast forward to 2018 and we talk about the murder and the violence in Baltimore City, the murder and violence in Chicago. Y'all created this murder and this violence that's going on. Our government created this murder and the violence that's going on. If you want to end the murder and the violence in Chicago, New York, Baltimore, Philadelphia, end the war on drugs. End the war on drugs. You got the war on drugs because it's a war in the black community to keep the black community incarcerated, to keep them underfoot. Martin Luther King had letters from a Birmingham jail. Well, I got two jailhouse diaries, one in Illinois and one in Maryland, and I'm displaying them. They are on Squib. They are for public viewing. I have a thing called the Minority Report. It's for public viewing. Anything that I do in the light of day. I don't hide from nothing, and I don't hide from nobody. I'm going to ride Governor Hogan for the next 4 years because I gave Governor Hogan the corruption in the Democratic Party. I gave it to Governor Hogan on a silver platter. I named the judges, the lawyers, I named the politicians, and I showed the laws, and I told them to follow the money. Governor Hogan didn't do nothing about it for the last 4 years. Doug Gansler had it. Brian Frost had it. You seen me testify in front of the Judiciary Committee for the last 3 years. You seen me come down to Annapolis and seen Karen the first time I seen Karen and the first time I seen Christopher Williams. I made a Minority Report and it documented everything I've been doing since 2006. Congressman Cummings, Cardin, Sarbanes, Dutch Rupersberger, Dick Durbin, Mark Kurtz, Doug Grassley, the Judiciary Committee, and all that. All right. Because, like I said, this is going to be a documentary, an interactive documentary about race and racism in our courts. It's about mass incarceration. It's like the Khalif Browder story. The only difference is I'm not dead. I'm an inmate, N62528. I participated in the illegal war on drugs. I was an enemy combatant. I surrendered. I quit. I came to Baltimore. I ain't did nothing wrong, nothing illegal, but y'all keep bringing up what I did in '86. I'm a politician now. I'm a political activist now. You feel me? I'm active in my community now. I'm positive in my community. I don't sell drugs. I'm a caterer. I'm a private chef. I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a philanthropist. And right now, I'm setting y'all up. I'm setting y'all up so y'all follow what I be doing. And we're going to take the YouTube channels from Shorty's Voice in 2006. Look at the first 5 videos on Shorty's Voice and YouTube. And you're going to see what I started. And you're going to see where I'm at. We're going to get all those mail receipts, all those emails, and we're going to put it all together. We're going to call it a ghetto Da Vinci Code. And when after you put it all together, you're going to see that the state of Maryland lied. Scott Schellenberger needs to be disbarred. The same way that y'all did the Duke lacrosse team, that's what Scott Schellenberger did. He knowingly lied to the public. He lied to the public to shield the corruption, to keep me from making the movie about the criminalization of poverty. Baltimore City and Baltimore County make a lot of money off of locking black people up. Zero tolerance, stop and frisk. And they was robbing drug dealers. I'm a caterer. I work for 85% of the richest people in the state. And most of the people I was working for was the drug task force. I work for the FOP. You feel me? I work for y'all in y'all's house. Up in Pennsylvania, up on Ivy Hill Road. I worked at y'all's houses in y'all's homes, and when y'all got drunk, y'all ran your mouths. I was the only black guy in the house. I also work for David Irwin. David Irwin did parties for the judges. David Irwin sits on the board to elect to elect the judges on the Supreme Court. David Irwin is part of my movie, my documentary. I also work with Bart Mitchell. He raises money for the Republican Party. Work for Michael Steele, Kendall Ehrlich, Dr. Rubinsky, Short. Ain't nobody, everybody know me. Patarakis, Peter Angelos. The movie was about our politics. I'm not the help. I don't wash dishes and I don't do garbage. I'm the cook. I'm the caterer. And I've been catering here since 1997. 2019, I'm asking for access to the grand jury because you illegally incarcerated me. 2019, we're going to access the grand jury for oversight in the prison industry in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. 2019, if you don't give me access to the grand jury, I'm going to go access the Supreme Court under Dred Scott. I'm going to access the Supreme Court because I contacted Chief Justice Roberts when I started this. When I started this, I wrote Chief Justice Roberts a letter in 2006. I got a response in 2007. Under Article 3 of the Constitution, I can approach the Supreme Court just like Dred Scott, just like the Westboro Baptist Church. We're going to approach the Supreme Court about them toilets if I don't get my property back, if I don't get my $2.6 million back, if I don't be able to approach the court to file a lawsuit, if I don't get due process and equal protections, we're going to go to the Supreme Court. We're going to address racism in America through the courts. You feel me? Because the documentary was about race and racism. I'm going to stress you out. I got more toilets, I got more toys, and I got more things than you could imagine. It's the Constitution. Under the Constitution, I got a freedom of speech, a freedom of expression. I told you when I started this that the movie and the toilet was a prop for the movie. The toilet was just a prop for the movie. The movie is called Letters Design. Under the Constitution, we're going to break you down. Under the Constitution, you're going to take these toilets to court, and I'm going to pop off with some shit. You feel me? Imagine. The law says that I can't walk into a movie theater and holler fire if there's no fire. Well, on February the 6th, I put that toilet in front of the Baltimore County Courthouse, and the Baltimore County Police seen it. That was Sunday. That was Super Bowl Sunday. On February the 7th, Schellenberger charged me with terrorism because that toilet had Schellenberger's name on it. That toilet had Schellenberger's name on it. It had Richard Scher's name on it. It had Dr. Lamont Hill's name on it. It had Tim Williams on it. It had the media on it. And it was for a case in Baltimore City for a $54 million lawsuit I had in Baltimore City against SunTrust Bank, Bank of America, Governor O'Malley, and the comptroller because the state participated in fraud when I was locked up in Illinois. Y'all emptied my bank account while I was locked up in Illinois. You accept forged checks while I was locked up in Illinois. And the movie was about my property. I had 13 movies, 13 different books, and the state of Maryland took all of that on February the 7th when you charged me with terrorism. You took my truck, my computer, and you tried to erase my existence. You took everything I had. Then when I went to court, you destroyed everything and sold my truck. That's against the law. The Constitution says that at the conclusion of a trial and the defendant is found innocent, he is supposed to be, all his property is supposed to be returned. Y'all took my property. You took it in the log. The police department took it in the log. How can you lose a big ass truck? You lost 8 years worth of videos. You lost movie releases. You lost contracts. I was selling this movie for like $100 million. Had contracts written up. I didn't have them signed. I had them written up, ready to go be proposed to different organizations like TMZ, Netflix. You feel me? That was 10 years ago. So now I had to reshoot all the footage that you stole from me. And since then, you've upgraded you've upgraded. I don't need this no more. I can go live feed now. You feel me? So we're gonna do like Doogie Howser, and I'm gonna end this like we started this. We're gonna do it all on social media. You're gonna see me in public places. You're gonna see me around Mayor Kathleen Pugh, and Mayor Kathleen Pugh is gonna have to produce the material that I gave her in Annapolis when I first started this in 2006. Mayor Pugh is part of Governor O'Malley's machine. And what I was doing is breaking down your machine. Everybody that was part of Governor O'Malley's mob machine is part of the indictment because they all worked together to incarcerate Black Baltimore, city, county, state, and federal levels. You feel me? I just broke you down like a criminal enterprise. Nothing more, nothing less. And you got mad. And I used the toilet to do it. I used props because I was making a movie. And there's no law against making a movie about our government. And I used the toilet to do it. See, a toilet don't care if you black, white, straight, or gay. A toilet take your shit every day. Go, Jesus had a cross. Martin had a dream. Malcolm got a gun. Shorty got a toilet. We all got our shit to deal with. For the next 4 years, Hogan got to deal with this shit. Wherever I'm at, I'm gonna bring a toilet. Wherever I'm at, I'm gonna bring a toilet. And we're gonna settle this in court. We're gonna pop that shit off. You made me famous for all the wrong reasons. Dog, I'm getting ready to trademark this shit, sell this shit. These movies is like Baltimore Rewired. I don't have to change nobody's names. Whatever I say about you, you can't dispute it because it's already on court record. You charged me with terrorism. You charged me with terrorism 3 times. You charged me with terrorism January 31st in 2007. You charged me with terrorism December 24th, 2007. And you charged me with terrorism February the 7th, 2011. If I was a terrorist, I wouldn't be on this video talking to you right now, would I? If I was a terrorist, I wouldn't have all my teeth in my mouth, would I? I'm not a terrorist. I'm a truth teller. And I told the truth with toilets. Y'all made me famous for toilets. I'm gonna be the tidy bowl man because we're gonna clean up this shit. We're gonna clean up this corruption. You gotta give me access to the grand jury or you're gonna give me access to the Supreme Court. It don't matter to me. Because we're gonna put it all on film. Shorty live TV. Baltimore Block TV. Know you see me on my video. Who? Yeah. Mic check. Never bite the hand that feeds you. And I fed all of Baltimore. I fed over 1 million people since 1997. Boys, Latin, Friends, Gilman. Feel me? Poly. John Hopkins University. Morgan State. I done fed so many people in Baltimore. Y'all just really picked a fight with the wrong person. Like I said, I'm out $2.6 million. These are libelous statements that y'all made about me. Jane Miller knew about it. Mike Shue knew about it. Richard Sher knew about it. Dr. Lamont Hill knew about it. Bill O'Reilly knew about it. Barry Sims knew about it. So when I see y'all in public, put that camera in your face, put that toilet by your mouth, and we're going to talk shit with Shorty. I'm ignorantly intelligent. I have a high IQ. I'm also funny. It's going to be like the Petey Green show, reinvented. We're going to talk about Kathleen Hughes. We're going to talk about Radio 1. We're going to talk about the black faces that's selling out Black Baltimore, too. And if anybody got a problem with me, I am not hard to find. I'm going to be cooking for the police on Saturday at the football game at Frederick Douglass High School. You're going to see my grill, you're going to see my sled, and you're going to see my toilets. You got a problem with me? Holler at me. I ain't hard to find. You can call me at 443-831-1188. You can Google me. We're going to end this where we started this. In court and with a toilet. Mic check. See you soon.